Hello, everybody, and welcome to our new channel. Hello,
Hello.
I am Tina. This is my husband, Scott, and welcome
Hello.
to yours, mine, and ours. We are a married couple who have been through a whole lot of things in past relationships. We've both been married before, and yes, we have. I did have one past good one though, but we really felt that there's so much relationship advice out there from books and psychiatrists and all this kind of stuff, and we just thought, what better way to help someone or to give them, food for thought than to share personal stories. It's a lot easier when somebody has lived through an experience to talk to them about that experience. Not to say you have to follow, everything they say, but you never know where a good piece of information will come from. It could come from anywhere. It could come from a book, a movie. You're just driving along and a song comes on and some lyrics really touch you. So, Scott and I were talking the other day and we're just like, we should just do a channel and just talk.
Yes,
So, yeah. And we're not going to do,
every relationship is not a bad relationship. It's actually a learning experience.
True.
You
Very
take
true.
a little bit from every relationship, your goods, your bads, your indifference, and you learn about yourself, what you like, what you don't like, your tolerances for certain things,
Very true.
how you handle things in different relationships, and
You always
that's what
learn.
it's about, And you always have to love the person you're with. If you
You
don't
do.
like the person you're with,
Go.
then go.
Go.
The door works both ways. You come
It
in and
does.
you go out, and you can either stay or you can leave. And you always want to be happy in life. Life is
Sure.
hard enough as it is.
And it's very short, very
Yes.
short. But first things first, we would like to invite you to subscribe to our channel, to hit the little like button. I will also put down our link for our Instagram account, which I just created. So there's not much on there yet, but a lot of content will be coming, and this way you'll be notified. We figured we would probably upload a video like now every Friday. So in the comments, if there's any subject you'd like to talk about, if you have any questions, we're going to give you a little synopsis of
Yes.
us right now in a minute. But any questions, you can do them there. You can message either one of us on the Instagram account. Hey, I would love for you guys to talk about X, Y, and Z. We'll add it to a list and we'll do that.
And please be respectful. We are a
Be
married
respectful.
couple, and we share everything. So
Be respectful.
any comment that doesn't transpire with good and kindness, we will
We have to.
totally delete. So
This is
please,
this is a place of respect.
It's a happy place.
And
Come-
be respectful
come and hang out. We'll have our glass of wine.
because, you have to. And before we go any further, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to all our
Happy New
friends,
Year.
our family. May you have a great year, and all my musician
Health.
friends out there have a rocking year also.
That's right. And health, wealth, and happiness.
Yes.
Especially health.
Cheers.
Cheers. And this is a Cabernet, by the way, Josh Cabernet. Josh is my favorite brand.
And
that's
a red
Moscato.
tail Moscato. Ooh.
Yeah. So we'll share like a cocktail with you now and then, or some wine now and then. If there's any other kind of drinks, my father-in-law makes the best dirty martini on the face of this planet. And I'll share that recipe with you. I got to ask his permission first, though. But I'm sure he'll let me. Dad, if you're out there, leave a comment, call me, say it's okay for me to share.
But what we do every day is to make life a little easier, and holding things inside. Always have an open relationship, communication.
Open, but not too open.
Not too open. No, we're not that open.
We're not that open. We're
But
open.
share your experiences through your day. If you had a bad day, don't hold it in. We have what is called basically happy hour when
Happy
we get
hour
out
at
of
home.
work. Glass of wine. Hey, what was your day like? I had a bad day. Let's get it. Let's talk it out, and then move on with your evening. Because holding that stuff in is not good at all.
Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't have to be a happy hour with an alcoholic beverage. You can have
No.
coffee, tea, water, whatever.
Milk, whatever.
When
An
you come
energy
home,
drink.
I mean,
Whatever
it is
you
a
guys.
lot. It is. I'm sorry. One more time. It is a lot easier for us because I have a son and he's 30 and he's out of the house, so we don't come home with like little kids running around or anything. However, if you don't have that time when you come home, try to make some time, maybe like right before you go to bed, or get up a little bit earlier before your day starts. But always have that open communication where you guys talk to each other about your everyday life every day.
We
important.
don't have kids in the house. We're empty
No.
nesters now. But she was a mom for, many, many years. Still is.
I know.
So,
When did I stop being a mom?
and
I'm still his mom.
yeah, still a mom.
I don't care if he's 85. I'm still
Yes,
his mom, and he's my baby.
yeah, and so if you have any questions about how she dealt with her kids,
Single motherhood
she
wasn't
one of the
easy.
funny stories she always tells me was grocery shopping. We always see people in the store that are complaining and crying. The kids are crying. She had called the donut story. She give her kids a donut when they
In a bag.
donut in a bag
In the bakery.
in the bakery. First started out in the carriage, and then it was pleasant throughout the whole time.
And then if they ran out of donuts, then we'd stop our grocery shopping. Doesn't matter what aisle we're on. I went back and I got them more donuts. And one liked jelly with sugar, and the other one liked the Boston creams. You can imagine what they look like by the time they entered the store. But you know what? We had a pleasant, fun trip. We went home and I just threw them in the bath.
We're not pushing sweets by any means.
It worked though.
Whatever works for your kid,
worked.
if they like whatever they like, just give them something to quiet them throughout the store. Go about your business,
Happy
and
day.
it makes for a happy experience. So,
But let's get back
on
to
with
the
the show.
subject. Yeah, he goes off rails. Sometime I gotta, drag him back in. But I think we're gonna give you a quick synopsis of how we met. So we met this will be the 11th year, so 11 years ago. And he was in a band, and
Still
it
am.
was on Halloween, and I went with a bunch of my friends to this like rock show on Halloween. It was at a hotel, in the ballroom kind of thing, and I was actually going there because I was interested in someone else. So
almost
we went,
didn't go.
and I almost didn't go because my son had an issue with his car, and I kind of didn't want to leave him, even though he was like 17 at the
still
time.
being a mom.
Still being a mom, and he's like, "No, go." So I called my ex-husband. He's like, "Yeah, I'll just come pick him up. We're just gonna go do something with him." I'm like, "All right." So then it worked out that I went because I almost didn't go, and then so we went in, and it was Halloween, and I was dressed like a naughty librarian, I guess.
Or school teacher.
Yeah,
Something
PG
like that.
channel. Don't
PG,
worry about it.
yeah.
PG. So that's what I was dressed
Sexy
as.
but very respectful.
Sexy, but not everything hanging out all over the place.
Respectful.
Just the vibe. The
Yeah.
vibe of sexiness without
Yes.
showing all your bits,
Yes.
pretty much. So you can tell a little bit of it.
Well, so I had been setting up with the band, getting ready to do the show, and I went over to the bar to either get a glass of water or to find out what time we were starting, something like that. And I started walking toward the bar, away from the bar, in towards the stage, and I looked over and I saw this beautiful woman walk in, and I was like,
Who?
"You,
Just kidding. Keep going. Keep going.
typical
Tell the story.
blonde."
Actually, I'm a brunette.
So, and I was very, very taken by her, and I kept looking at her and walking, and being an actual blonde, I almost walked into a pole looking at her.
I did. And then my friends and I were sitting there, and we're looking at each other. I'm like, oh, I think I'm making a new little friend today.
Yeah.
It was just like a big joke.
Yeah, so we went up on stage and we were getting ready to go, and I looked and she had left the room.
Because there was a bar, like a restaurant bar, kind of on the other side, so we all kind of went over there.
Yeah, we
for a
were in
while.
like a big room.
Yeah, they were in like
off-
a ballroom.
Yeah, ballroom.
There's like a separate.
And we started to play, and we were doing some Motley Crue and some Bullet Boys, and all of a sudden she said something. What she said was,
What did I say? I was like, oh, whose voice is that? Because I loved his voice. It
I
sounded
gotta,
very
I
Vince
got, and she
Neil-ish.
said, "I gotta go see what this is
Yeah,
all
I gotta
about."
go see. I gotta go see.
And I
So
went
we all
out,
went in the other room.
and I was singing, and I came off the stage out to the crowd, and she was there, and I turned my back.
That's a cat,
and
by the way. That's one of our
turned my
cats.
back, and hit on a high note, and I leaned back, and
That's
she
Gibson.
put her arms around me, and it just started from there.
Started from there.
Yeah.
And, I didn't really know, after he was done playing, another band went on, so he asked me if I wanted a drink. And one of his, don't be surprised if a cat runs across here. We have 3 black cats, and Gibson is nosy and a big baby, and he's right over here. So I'll try to shush him away, but you never know.
He might come in and say hi.
He might come in and say hi. That was him. That was back there. But where was I going now? We went in the other room.
Yeah. We were singing.
Oh yeah, then so
We're
his
done playing.
friend took a picture of us. We have a picture
Yeah.
of the first time we met, and I will insert a picture right now, and I'll insert a little clip so you guys can see that picture too. So anyway, that was us, and then we went and sat down, and he was hungry, so he was eating. I just had a drink, and we were just sitting there talking and talking. He's like, I got something to tell you. I'm like, oh, it's never good. I only know you for an hour and already you got something to tell me. What is there possibly to tell me? And he's like, I just filed for divorce. It's brand new. And I'm like, oh, well, stop right there. I said, so I'm sorry that you're having to go through this. Let me get the cat out of here because we have glass on the table. Okay. I said, I feel for you for what you're going through. I was divorced myself. And I was like, but until you're divorced, we can't be anything other than friends. I mean, if you want to call me and talk to me, even if you want to meet for like coffee or something little like that, not a date, quote unquote, that's fine. I said, but, I have kids. I am just, at that time I was single. I dated, but I didn't have like a boyfriend point for like 15 years. It was a long time. I just didn't have the time with raising these boys. My time was very valuable, and normally when they went to their dads, I cleaned and fell asleep. It was no fun anyway.
And she'll contest, honestly tell you this. She doesn't mind being alone. She's a very independent woman. She I would say she wants me to be in the marriage with her. She doesn't need me to be in the marriage because she can survive on her own. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I think she would really like that,
Maybe like for 15 minutes I'd like to be alone.
So she could get some sleep because I do snore, unfortunately.
Wakes me up every day. That's a whole other video.
Yeah, FYI. Sorry.
That's a whole other video.
But continue on, yes. So it was kind of hard. We chatted.
Met for coffee sometimes.
Met for coffee.
We didn't go to bars or anything. Like no drinking. No. It was just like a coffee, a tea. Something where we're just communicating, totally sober, nobody's house, whatever. And I said one of the first things I said you have to do is, if we start dating, like right before your divorce is final, I said you have to live on your own, because he was still living with his ex-wife. I'm like, I'm not getting involved in all of that.
It was a large house, so we were separated. I was in one part of the house and she was in the other part of the house.
Right, but no
but
candy.
Then I did get all my ducks in a row, and I did move out, and I got.
We did break up a couple of we weren't really dating, but there were a couple times where I said, you know what, I can't handle this, and no.
Yeah, but and even then, when I did move out and the divorce went through, we had some tough times.
We did.
Not every relationship is nice as smooth as glass.
And that's what I want you guys to know, is too, especially like the younger people that are watching. The wedding is great. And it's fun to plan a wedding and all that fun stuff, but don't focus so much on planning the wedding as of planning your life together. Planning your life together is so much more than 5 hours of fun. It is. And you think like, sorry, one more thing. You think like, your groom's going to carry you over the threshold and life is going to be like, Beaver Cleaver. And some of you who are younger don't know who that is. That was a show from a long time ago.
Yes.
But, we're like traditional America households, and it's not.
No.
It is not. I wish it was storybook.
Yeah.
Maybe some of you were lucky enough to have storybook.
Yeah.
Stories are nice to watch on TV and read about and watch
and the
Lifetime.
Happy ending, and oh my God,
everybody's life is different.
Yes.
You're two people now coming together to share your life, to share your thoughts, to share everything, and it's rough sometimes because, like, he is not. Like, I need everything to be exactly where it needs to be, in order, clean, perfection. Like, before I leave the house in the morning, I take one more look around to make sure everything is perfect before I walk out the door. He is not that in any way, shape, or form.
No, she gets up like 14 hours before she's got to go to work. And
but I do. But
me, it's I wake up at 6 o'clock. I'm out the door by 6:04.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
No.
But the way I look at it too is the person you date, the person you live with, and the person you marry, they're three different people. Because when you're dating,
you're growing too as a person.
When you're dating, you put on a persona because you want to be with that person. You do things you normally wouldn't do.
I don't know. I think I was pretty darn truthful with you.
Well, I'm just saying this for not everybody's like that, like you said. And when you live together, that's when you really find out what the quirks and what the things you really don't like. As for, even coming to like the toothpaste. Quick, put the toothpaste on. She doesn't like a dirty toothpaste. Got to clean.
I do.
Sometimes you have to be part you and part your partner.
And that's where compromise comes in.
To respect and compromise.
It's hard. And compromise and sharing some stories is definitely one of the topics I have written down. But that's kind of the story of how we met. And then we started actually dating right around the time his divorce was final. And then we didn't date that for very long. I think you gave up your apartment somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And then he moved in with me. But we still had, a lot to work out.
Yes.
He's fresh out of marriage. I was out of marriage for a while. I'm further along in knowing who I am and what I want than he is. So I was like, under no uncertain terms, this is a day by day experience. I go, are you sure you want to give up your apartment? Are you sure? And he was like, yes, Tina, I'm 100% positive. I'm like, okay, it's up to you, because at this point, like, I'm kind of ready.
Yeah.
But I want him to be on the same page I'm on.
Right.
And I had a lot of time being single. I had a lot of time, I dated here and there. So I had all this under my belt, and he didn't yet. So I was like, if you want to date, just date casually and date other people. Whatever you want, you do you. Just keep me informed.
Yeah.
I'm very much one, even if I don't like the truth, you better tell me the truth. Because if I find out otherwise, it's going to be a huge problem.
Yes.
And that's just how I am.
Honesty is the best policy. Like you said, she might not like the truth.
You'd rather have me be mad at you for something than be mad at you for that something plus lying to cover it up. Because now I'm doubly mad. Yeah. And I am Sicilian, so that happens. I'm like this. I can't help it. I am Sicilian. But that's like some of the concept of the channel that we're going to be doing as we gain momentum and as things progress. We definitely want to do a couple live videos, maybe once a month, where you guys can hop on. We can talk to each other. We can answer your questions live. We might do a few couple challenges where maybe we make up some cards, ask each other questions, see how well we know each other. We're definitely going to talk. Some of the things is also not just a relationship with each other, but your relationship with your family, with your children, with your coworkers, with, I'm very much right now, I think I have lots of acquaintances, and not as many true friends as I thought I did. Yes. And that's very sad for me. It's very sad for me.
COVID changed a lot for everybody.
It did. And it's very sad for me. So I'm kind of like, picking up myself from my bootstraps and kind of reinventing, what friendship means to me. Because I'll just tell you a quick little story. So my dad died this year of Alzheimer's, and it was awful. It was tragic. And if any of you out there are dealing with somebody with Alzheimer's, my heart goes out to you. We will pray for you. Leave a message in the comments if you are. If you want us to pray for your loved one, we would love to. We are Christian. We are Catholic. If you need prayers, we got you.
Or someone to
lend an ear to. If you want to message us, you go right ahead. Our email will be in there too. So if you want to, whatever you need. But, it's times like that, during everything that was going on, I had posted the funeral arrangements, those who came and those who didn't. That's where, most people reached out to me, phone calls, text messages. My coworkers were wonderful, sent me flowers, calling me all the time. And some people just left a generic message, and especially that was one of the people who I thought was my best friend. Not. And we haven't spoken since. Because, at this point of life, so I should say, I'm 56, and he just turned 60. Yay! He's a baby boomer, and I am Gen X. Just so you know. I'm Gen X. He's the baby boomer. He's with my parents. Yeah. But, reevaluating friendships with the people in your life. There are some people who are going to be here for a season. I'm sure you've all heard the story. See the different seasons and different people that come in and out of your life. And, right now I'm at a season where, we've met a couple new couples, like just reevaluating. Because it's just that time. And last year was the worst year, one of the worst years of my whole life. So this year, since we're filming this on the 1st, it'll be aired on the 3rd. But we just woke up with, all right, today is a new day. It's a new year.
Fresh start.
It's a fresh start. We have 2 cruises booked.
Bye-bye, see 2024. Bye-bye.
We are cruisers, so we will share that experience too if you guys are interested. If you want like pack with me videos or what we did on our cruise or whatever. We have 2 coming up this year, so happy to share.
Or how I know a lot of friends have asked me, like, how do you like being on a cruise? Do you like it better than being on a like a sandals resort or something like that? I'm like, totally. I mean,
Okay, let's not talk too much about cruising because that'll be another thing.
Okay.
Let's not veer off the subject
Okay.
at hand.
Okay.
It's just getting to know who we are.
Yes.
So that's who we are. um, we both, even though I consider myself a traditional wife, and I do consider myself a traditional wife, we do both work. So we're both contributing.
full-time.
Yeah, both full time.
She has her channel for her hobby. I have
Yeah.
music and
by the way,
sports.
for all you ladies out there, or anybody who's interested in decorating English country cottage, thrifting, I will list my other channel down there. I do have a home channel, like decorating things like that. If you'd like to pop over there, go right ahead. Love to have you over there too. That video, I will have videos on that once a week too. They will be posted on Saturdays. So Friday and Saturday, you'll get 2 videos from us.
Yeah.
So we're just really hoping that our channel grows. We grow in a community, that we're helpful.
Make some new friends.
Make some new friends. We live in Connecticut, so shout out to whoever lives in Connecticut. Don't hit my, he hit my knee because I said where we lived. I didn't say where we live. Connecticut's a pretty good sized state. I mean, it's not like I said, hey, we live in Miami.
Live in New England.
We live in New England. Everybody from my other channel knows I live in Connecticut. So if you're over here, but we would love to have you subscribe and be a part of our I don't know, what
Our
would you call
world.
our world, our family. We'll call this a family. I mean, we're all gonna, I really want us to all share stories, good and bad, share experiences, good and bad, and just really grow all together because you always, every day you learn something. And I had read, I don't know if it was in a magazine or something like that, but it's like a proverb, and it's called "Life must be lived forward, but understood backwards." And it's so true. This means all that you've done in your life, you turn around. Like if you're a kid, you're like, my parents were so strict, this and that. Then when you get to be a parent yourself, you're like, I get it. I got it then. If you, whatever the case may be, but once you get to a certain spot, you're like, oh yeah, makes sense now.
Yeah.
When you're little.
Learn from your past and use it in the future.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we're doing, is sharing our past, kind of talking about, we'll do like our goals for 2025, what we're kind of expecting from each other, from the channel, other ways we've handled conflict. No subject is off limits. So if there's a subject you want to talk about, you just pop it in there and we will discuss it. Good, bad, or indifferent, it doesn't make a difference.
But tasteful,
Tastefully.
please.
Tastefully, because if you're, in all honesty, we can talk about anything you want, but I really want our channel to be a place where, if your kids are in the room, obviously they're not going to want to watch this, but it's nothing that you have to like, oh my gosh, I got to take that off. No, because my son will probably watch this channel.
Ogres and
Even though
trolls not allowed.
Even though he's 30, he already knows what he knows.
Yes.
But, we just want it to be a good channel, a positive channel. Like he said, about bullying or being disrespectful. On my other channel, believe it or not, even though it's home decor, I had 2 subscribers of mine yelling at each other, like back and forth, back and forth. I'm like, what the hell is going on in here? And they got into a political thing for some. I don't share my political view.
No.
People who follow me on Facebook know what it is. I'm not going to share it here, but these people were going back and forth, and I finally cut in, and I'm like, I'm going to delete both of you if you don't stop. Everybody has an opinion. And truthfully, if you click on our channel and you've made it this far and you're like, nah, Tina and Scott aren't for me,
Move on.
don't subscribe and move on. It's very easy. If you don't like the subject we're talking about, turn the channel. And it's okay. We're not going to be for everybody, but we are in love with each other. We are honest. We're pretty decent people. And we just want to share, all the mistakes we made and all the knowledge we've accumulated over the years with us or with others. We just want to share it and just be a positive place where you can come hang out with us, have a vino or whatever. Don't be afraid if you're drinking ice water or orange juice, you are more than
The
welcome.
names will be changed to protect the
They
innocent.
will be changed. And some of the other people will be changed that we talk about, because I got some stories from my dating years.
Yes.
Believe you me.
I
I have
haven't
got
figured
stories.
it out yet. I am kind of a goofball, unfortunately. So,
I have so many stories
but
of
just
me in the
remember
dating
to
pool.
live life to the fullest.
Just like my
Drive it till the
my
engine
dad
breaks,
passed
the
away.
tires fall off. Just enjoy life. It's like we found out since 2020 till now that life is very short.
Very short.
We've lost a lot of friends and family
Yeah.
into very young ages. So your time is limited. So
Use it
don't
well.
use it to hate. Don't use it to
Don't.
be vengeful.
I mean,
Just,
believe you me, like my grandmother said, and she was a very wise Sicilian lady. If someone's not your cup of tea, you pray for them, you move on. All you gotta do.
that's why there's plenty of flavors of tea and coffee.
That's right. And even if you're not a praying person, just be like, you know what? The universe or karma will take care of you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna move on with my happiness. Don't let
And you do
anybody
the same.
don't let anybody take any positivity from you, any
Don't
anything
let them
from
take your
you.
energy from
Don't.
you. Just
I don't.
move
I
on.
don't care.
You, as I say at work, you do you,
You do you.
and I'll do me.
Yeah, I will tell you another quick story, and I won't mention names because I
Now,
haven't
she
asked
can
her
go
first.
off topic, but I can't.
I'm just a little
kidding.
story about that. So, 8th grade going into high school, I went to Catholic school. I'll tell you that much. So I was a cheerleader, and one of my friends from grammar school, she was kind of like a bigger girl. And I was sitting at the table. This was like my second or third week at high school, and I sat at the table with all my cheerleader friends or whatever. And she came in and she was by herself. So I waved her down. I'm like, come sit with us. We have a couple extra chairs. The look I got could have killed. It was terrible. And this one girl said, I don't want her sitting here. I'm like, if you don't want her, then you don't want me, and I'll go sit over there. I don't care. And she's like, well, we need you. And I'm like, well, I don't need you. I don't have to be a cheerleader. It's not a big deal to me. And my friend came and sat, and she stayed with me for many, 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 many years and many, many, many lunches.
And she's still friends with this
And I'm still
person
friends with
today.
her today. And she always thanked me for that. Yeah. But I don't condone bullying. I don't condone any of it.
No.
So
I was bullied through school, and I do not condone it.
If everybody woke up tomorrow, and this is your challenge, wake up tomorrow and say to yourself, I'm going to be a good person today. And then just get up and go be a good person. That's all you got to do. Just the negativity, just walk away from it. If you are around it, then just say, you know what, think to your mind, God, at least I don't have to go home to that. Because that's what we do at work. We're like, God, at least I don't have to go home to that. God, I would like shoot myself if I had to go home to that.
And the only person you have to be better in the world is better for yourself.
Yeah, be better for you. Do you.
Yeah,
like you said, do you. So we are going to end this video. We are going to put all the information down below for our email, our Instagram. I will link my other channel just in case any of you ladies would like to go take a look. As you can see, we are very country cottage in here. But I'll show you everything else, my thrifting experiences and things like that if you're interested. And then please put down comments that you would like for us to approach, things you'd like to hear us talk about. If you want like funny stories, if you want serious stories. Being married to him, I got a ton of stories. Tons of them.
No picnic either.
I am no picnic. I am no picnic, but I'm a damn good party. Right? Right. So we will end this on a good note.
Yeah.
And as always, work on your relationship.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you wake up, it's a new day. Just say, for this week, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. And we saw this in a movie once, so good luck in the marriage.
Yes, good luck.
Good luck in the marriage.
Because you're
And we'll
going
see
to
you.
need it.
And we will see you next week. Cheers. Thank you so
Cheers.
much. I hope you want to subscribe, be a part of the family, and see a lot more fun
Live
videos
life
coming.
and always love the one you're with.
Salud.
Cheers.